Hello, my name is Claudia and I go by the Light Guide. I work with frequency, which is what has brought me to the Frequency Minded magazine. I work with it in three different ways. I use light, electricity, and sound. But my journey into my practice started in 2018 when I attended my first Dr. Joe Dispenza week-long advanced meditation retreat in Santa Fe. He said two things that struck me and that stayed with me and that I didn't even realize was going to shape my life to the extent that it has. He talked about frequency and he talked about brain waves. And one of the reasons why I was at the retreat was because of the terrible brain fog I had been experiencing. So he caught my attention. I continued to go to Dr. Joe Dispenza retreats for a couple years. And then along the way, as some of us might do, I fell asleep again. And I got into different practices that took me down different paths and were also incredibly healing. But I hadn't even realized how much of an impact those two words, frequencies and brainwaves, had made in my life. At my last Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat, before taking the break in 2019, I discovered the Lucia light for the first time. Now, I had just healed myself of a thyroid condition during one of his meditations, and I thought that was it. I wasn't ever going to do anything else but meditate for the rest of my life. And then I had a Lucia light session, and my whole course of life changed. I knew I had to become a practitioner right away. I saved up my money and manifested the Lucia light actually through Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations. And little by little, the brain fog started lifting and my practice started growing. Even though I was still a professional makeup artist in the film and television industry, I was growing my practice on the side. And I was getting stronger, and things in my life were shifting. And over the last couple of years, my entire being has changed. I've had incredible breakthroughs in health and fitness that I wrote about in my article and that have actually impacted my practice and the way that I coach my clients in a very interesting and profound way. Along with my brain getting healthier, I also started getting stronger in my body because I had more stamina. I had more available to me. And as I started getting stronger and more confident and healthier, so did my practice. And then I started making the correlation between the third chakra and spiritual breakthroughs. And that is exactly from where I coach my clients. I love reverse engineering. I love seeing the holes in things and making them better. So now, as I mentioned in the article, instead of poking and prodding and scratching at the scab of a wound, I tell my clients, let's just put that aside for a minute and let's focus on what is working. And that's where I direct them. And I don't only do it with techniques like positive thinking and reimagining and Reiki and all of the wonderful things that came before what I do. I actually use flickering light, the frequency of light, as a way to transform your brain waves, which Dr. Joe talked about, which caught my attention, into the brain waves of alpha, theta, and gamma state. Maybe I'll do another article on the types of brain waves. And when you're in those brain waves, which can be a little bit hard to not only get into, but sustain, you have got the unlimited, unlocked power of your purest potential. And of course, like anything else, when you get into one thing, all of a sudden other avenues open up. And then I became interested in frequency in the form of electrical current. And I began to layer on the Healy and its electrical currents into my sessions. And it took my clients in even more of a profound journey than they were already experiencing. and it transformed them in a faster, more effective way. So I'm really excited to just introduce you to a little bit of who I am, a little bit of the journey that I've been on, and show you some of the amazing devices that I use. Now, look, I could talk about this forever and make this video 20 minutes long, but I'm not going to do that to you. My website is www.thelightguide.com, and I look forward to being a regular contributor on the magazine and expanding on all of the knowledge that I have and sharing that with you. I'll see you in next month's edition.